Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are going to talk about the difference between halal and jhatka meat, which is better, and what is halal and why do Muslims eat halal. So first of all, the Quran mentions in Surah Ma'idah, Surah number 5, ayat number 3, Allah says that Hurrimat alaykumul maytatu waddamu wa lahmul khinzir wa ma uhilla li ghayri llahi bih. That is, Allah says that forbidden for you food are, that is al-maytah, dead meat, dam, that is blood, lahmul khinzir, that is flesh of swine, and anything on which the name of anyone besides Allah has been invoked. So these things are haram. So first of all, that for a meat to be halal, there are three things it should fulfill. So first thing is the halal category. So the animal should be of the halal category. That is, you cannot slaughter a swine and even in the prescribed manner in Islam, and it does not become halal because it is already haram. So the animal should be from the halal category. So the pig is not from the halal category of animal. So that is the first condition. Second is that when you slaughter, you should invoke the name of Allah. You should say Bismillah, and that is very important thing. It is compulsory to pronounce the name of Allah. That is say Bismillah before slaughtering. So that is the second condition. It is mentioned in Surah Anam, Surah number 6, ayat number 121. It is said that wala ta'kulu mimma lam yuzkar ismullahu alay, that do not eat on which the name of Allah has not been mentioned. So that is second condition. And third is the slaughter, the way of slaughter. That is the halal way of slaughter. And what is that? See, Allah said that dam, that is blood, is haram for you. So the method of slaughtering is by using a sharp knife, that is to slit the throat, to swiftly cut the throat of the animal so that blood pours out. So this is the method of slaughtering prescribed in Islam. So the difference between, what is the difference between the halal and the jhatka? That is halal slaughter and jhatka slaughter, and which is better. Now we will discuss about the halal way of slaughter. So as I told, there are three things, that is for a meat to be halal. That is, animal should be of halal category. Category is the main thing. You cannot make pig, swine as halal because it is already haram. So then second thing is name of Allah should be pronounced. You should say Bismillah before slaughtering. And the third thing is, that is the way of slaughtering is also important. So if you slaughter when in the halal method, that is using a sharp blade which is moved swiftly through the throat of the animal, slitting the throat, and it cuts off the major arteries, the blood vessels of the neck, and suddenly there is expulsions of blood, and the animal, it loses consciousness because the blood supply to the brain is cut off, and the animal does not feel pain because there is sudden loss of blood, and there is loss of consciousness, and animal dies because of cerebral hypoxia. So in halal method, people say, oh, it is so brutal, the method, oh, you are cutting, this is merciless and all these things. But in actual, if somebody uses a sharp blade and swiftly if they cut the throat, and there is sudden expulsion of the blood, and the animal loses consciousness because the blood supply to the brain is cut off, and animal dies because of cerebral hypoxia. And another important point is that most of the blood, because that is why Allah says that blood is haram for you. Most of the blood, it is expelled out of the body of animal in the halal method of slaughter, because the major arteries, the carotid arteries, the veins are in the neck, because directly heart is pumping and the blood is moving through these arteries, that is they have high pressure also. So when they are cut, there is sudden expulsion of the blood, and animal loses consciousness and dies rather painless death. So and the meat is also softer because the most of the blood is expelled, and because blood contains toxin, and it is a good media for growth of microorganisms. No wonder in microbiology they use blood culture to grow microorganisms. So that is why the halal method is scientifically better. That is, if you want to eat meat, the meat will be more hygienic. So in Jhatka meat, they Jhatka is one blow. That is, Jhatka, they give one blow through the neck of the animal and they sever the head totally in one Jhatka. That is, and there is damage to the spinal cord, and there is sudden cessation of heart also, and there is clogging of blood in the veins and arteries. So the meat is tougher and it is not hygienic like in the halal method. And also, according to expert, they say that the animal, there is more trauma in the Jhatka meat and the animal struggles more, and because of that glycogen in the muscle is activated and it makes the meat more tougher. So scientifically also, halal meat is better than the Jhatka meat, and animal dies a rather painless death also in the halal, that is the Islamic way of slaughtering. So anyway, so we eat, and this is one condition. As I told, the second important condition of halal is that you invoke the name of Allah. That is very important thing. So all these, and the animal should be from halal category. Even if you give Jhatka or you slaughter like Islamic manner, if you slaughter a pig, it will not become halal because it is already in the haram category. So even according to experts also in this field, that is meat technology, and they say that the halal method, the halal meat is softer, it is better, it is more hygienic, and it is more healthier. So hope this clears that halal meat is better than the Jhatka meat. And halal is that the animal should be from the category of halal. You cannot slaughter Islamically a pig and it will, or a dog, it will not become halal. So it should be from the halal category. Name of Allah should be, Bismillah should be pronounced, and it should be slaughtered in the Islamic manner. You cannot also give a Jhatka. So hope this clears. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ.